Hello and welcome to Tonic Studios. My name's Karen and today I'm going to be making for you the Decorative Christmas Bauble. All my cutting and I may or may not have cheated. I made half already.
Cheating? Surely not.
I know. It's only because I'm going to be doing the same thing twice. So we need to make 2 of these. So in your instructions, what it tells you is, get rid of the die so I can bring this in. It tells you how many to cut, which I absolutely love. This obviously is just for basic construction, so none of your decoration is included in this. But it does tell you need 8 of the bauble panels, 4 of the octagons, a hinge, a middle band, 2 end bands. This is all for the bauble cap, and this is for your bow here. So I've gone ahead and cut all of those, and I have put one of these together, but I'm just going to do the other one to show you. So I've got my 4, which my other 4 are here, all decorated nicely. So I've got my 4 pieces, and what I'm going to do is fold all of these score lines. So I'm going to get my creaser because I like to give these a nice, good crease.
I was going to say, do you need to switch your glasses?
May or may not be able to see now. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to give them all a good crease and let's just get it done. I should have only left one of these to do, shouldn't I? And then I could have gone ahead and gone a little bit faster. But I wanted you to see what you had to do with them. So I'm just going to turn that over there and also give them a little bit of a curve. Just helps things along. So I am going to form the main shape of the bauble. So first of all, we need glue. That would help.
I do find it does help.
Yeah, so you know what we were saying about earlier, we need a nice little holder for our glue. I've just designed it in my head.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have.
Excellent.
So, right, let's go around here. That would be lovely. Right, let's get these glued. So I'm just going to overlap these pieces in the centre there. A bit of glue on the underside of this one. Less is more with our deluxe as well, as you always know. I mean, to be fair, we've sold enough of it at this point that I think everybody knows. Everybody in the world must have a bottle of deluxe somewhere. Or us crafters are just stockpiling. One of the two.
Probably the latter.
Yeah, probably. Right, so there's my last one. Just going in place there. Line that up. Make sure we haven't got any glue squidging out of the edges. So I'll pop my glue tabs underneath, just going around so that we know everything is in its rightful place. Lovely. Okay, now before I go any further, I am going to add my decorative panels because these things are always easier to decorate when they're flat, basically. So I'm going to, what I've done is I've cut the pattern and I've cut a layer for underneath as well. And I'm just going to give these a little bit of a curve as well. So that helps to get them to stick, and it helps when you glue in your bauble together afterwards. So you've got a bit of a curve going on because this is quite thick.
breaking down the fibres.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite thick here because I've got 2 layers of quite thick card, but it still works. It's fine. I mean, you can see from the samples a lot of the girls have done the same. So I'm going to put some glue on these, and we'll pop these on. Yeah.
It's funny, we say be kind to your glue, give the glue time to dry, and yet we're mean to our cards up.
I know.
Manipulate it and bend it and fold it. Break it down.
Break it down. We do break down the fibres a lot. Right, so we'll just go around doing these on the outside. Get some glue on there. I might even switch to the other glue, Leo. I know.
Glue.
Big glue.
That's a good question, actually. So, since we have released the precision nozzles, are you like Harriet? Do you just use precision nozzles now, or do you have 2 bowls of glue, one with a precision nozzle, one with a regular nozzle?
I tend to use the same one, only because I'm very aware of glue drying once it's open, because it's a water-based product. I'm very aware of having the water evaporate, which is why I only like to have 1 bottle of glue open at a time, which is why I do everything with my precision nozzle.
Makes sense. Now I do have 2. So I have my precision that I use for fine detailed die cuts and small areas. But when I'm gluing larger areas, I do like to go back to the standard nozzle.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the amount of gluing that we do, I don't think we would ever have a bottle of glue dry for this.
Probably not. Probably not. No. But when you get towards the end, because I am one for leaving the lid off my glue, so it does get gummy quicker than it should with me, because I don't put my lid on enough.
I think we can probably all hold our hands up to that particular confession.
Yeah, definitely. Which is why I don't like to waste too much, because I know that I am going to waste the end of a bottle of glue anyway through my own. It's not laziness, it's just forgetfulness, I think, more than anything. I kind of don't think I'm going to leave it that long in between gluing things. So I don't think it's laziness, I think it's just that I don't think about it. You know, I'll be using that again in a second, it'll be fine. And then that second never comes. And your glue has got a big gloopy bit in the top.
That's it. Someone will walk in and ask a question.
Oh yeah. Can you just test this for me? Can you just look at this for me? What do you think of this? Yeah, those things happen. Come and have a look at my shoulder here. Look at my screen.
Anyone would think we get interrupted a lot.
Sometimes. And we've just been told how much we have left to do this week. Which is a lot. Okay, so those are my panels on there. All setting, shall we say. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to put all my panels on everything first. I've got my central strips here that I'm going to put the panels on as well while we're doing that. So what you do with this one is you cut 2 of the single, and you've got the 3 all together there, which is a lovely time saver. I love that. So our Geordie B designed this for us, and it is absolutely amazing. And she thinks of so many things that we wouldn't necessarily think of, like having this together, having these opposites done as well. It does save us time, especially with something like this with 8 sides, and you need 2 of them. There we go. Let me just hold that in place a second. So that's my strip around the centre that sort of cleans everything up. It keeps it all neat. there is a reason why there's only 5 and not the 8. It's because where you've got the hinge, where you're opening the bauble, you won't be able to have them in those 3 sections on the back there, because you need, so that you've got the one for the hinge anyway that's always going to bend. I'm opening this one now and there's shredded paper in it. It's always going to bend. But with these 2, we did try and elongate it to there, but what we found was that we couldn't have it that far across because it was catching. So we went and said that, well, you could see plenty of it from the front there and we would be happy with that. So that is the reason for that. So let's put these, a couple of panels on here. And don't forget to speed me up, Leo. And here we go for the last one. I'm sure I'll be back with you by now. Upside down. Yep. Upside down. Okay, let's pop him in place there. And we can leave that glue to set for a little while. Okay, let's pop him to one side. So we're going to do the same with this. I'm going to glue one side for you, and then Leo is going to speed me up because I'm not a fast enough gluer, I think. So I'm just going to go inside here because it's quite difficult to see the first glue tab because it's sort of underneath. I mean, you don't really need to do a lot for that one because the curve isn't sort of too pronounced at the beginning. I'm just going to hold that one down. Just pinch them together to make sure you don't want to see this glue dry in though. And then we're going to go to the next one and hold that one in place. Take any excess from the top there. I go to the next and I'll come back for the last one, I think, Leo.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. So there's that one. Also going to hold it. It's no fun watching glue dry.
I'll find some suitably festive music.
Yes, please do. I won't sing because you kept the last one in when I did that. I was thinking you were going to find me some nice elevator music, but no. You kept me singing the elevator music I made up in my head.
That's the one.
Was quite funny actually.
And he wants to say I'm not keeping this in as well.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you've got to keep this spinning because I haven't finished my side. Let's have a little look. Okay, and there's the straight tab. So that's going onto a straight side.
I like that detail on the bauble as well, that does come to a
Yeah.
flat side.
Yes, me too. Me too. So that is my one side. I'm going to do the rest of these and I'll meet you back here to glue the last one. Okay, so I'm back ready to glue my last section. I mean, you can see it's pulling tight now, so you really need to hold this one into position. So I'm going to go from the inside, put a little bit of glue on my tab there. You're not going to be able to see this, I'm afraid. I'm putting a little bit of glue on my tab there, and this should hold in place then. So let's push that out and pinch him down between my thumb and my finger there. Push that into position. And we'll go again for the next one. Bit of glue on there. Do you know what? My watch is telling me it's time to stand. It clearly does not realise how short I actually am.
Already standing.
Although it makes no difference whether I'm sitting or standing on these stools. Okay, and the next one. I'm trying not to cut you too close to me so you can still see what I'm doing. I think we did move the camera because of that though, didn't we?
We did, we have moved it back slightly.
Alright, and then let's put some glue on the last one and hope that I've given everything enough time. Time is the thing. It's what we always say, be kind to your glue, because we're making this curve, so if you were to use tape on this, it's just going to pop. It's going to try and go back, especially with these pattern panels on it as well. It's just going to try and go back to the way it was before. A nice flat sheet of card before we bent it out of all proportions. Okay, so there is my second piece. I'm going now. No. So I've got two of these. I've already put my magnets. I'm going to magnet this one. So I've already put my magnets inside this one here. So I've got my little octagon, not eightagon.
It is an octagon.
It's an octagon. So what I've done is I have put my magnets onto some tape in the octagon. So I'm just going to grab some tape from here. This doesn't have to be anything special. The tissue tape will be fine. Oh, we have some very thick tissue tape down here. That'll do, she says. No, it won't. I'm going to have to use the red line. Okay. Okay. So what I did, so I've already done one of these upstairs. So what I did was I put some tape here. Get scissors. There we go. Smaller one. And bring that along. Piece here. And then you've got the tape to hold as well, either side of the magnet. So that was the reason I did that. Now the way I've stored my magnets, so when I brought these out, I made sure that the polarities were all the same. So I stacked them all together, they all stuck to each other, and then when I took them apart, I put a little dot on the side that's going to stick to the next magnet. So I know that that's the one that I want to face up.
Look at you being smart.
I know. So there's my dot. The same happened to the ones under there. So I know that I want to put this center of my panel because that's where I put the last ones. Hopefully this is going to work. So we'll put the next one down right in the center of my panel. Is that center? No. Let's go over here a little bit more. Okay. So there's that, and then my last one, this tape is sticking to my fingers. I didn't have this problem upstairs, I used tissue tape. And there's my last one, my little dot. So I know that the dots are going to stick together. And I just found that easier today because I want to use 3. I want a really, really solid hold on this because this one's going to hold a gift. So I've put extra magnets and I've also put them under another layer of cardstock. So instead of just popping them under my, was it this one? Let me check this one again. Where's the magnet in here? Yes, so you can see that the octagon that we've got to neaten everything up on top, because this is going to cover your hinge as well as your magnets if you wanted to put them under there. So there's that one and you can just see it. Now I didn't want to see it. That was why I did it this way. So I put extra magnets. I put 3 instead of 1. And I've put them so that they are underneath this layer as well as the layer to neaten it up. Okay, so let's get this one in. So if you have a perhaps I should put some glue on it. If you have a preference as to which is the neatest area, you can make sure you've got that to the front now, because these are going to be the front. These magnets are going to be the front. I mean, I was going to magnet the whole thing, but we have got a hinge, so I should really show you how to use it. So I'm quite interested to see if anybody does magnet the whole thing. I'd love to see how that works out. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on top of this tape as well, because we don't just trust tape. It's a liar. It tells you it's going to stick, and then a couple of months down the line he goes, yeah, do you know what, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So just pop it inside and then get the glue with your fingers and straighten them up. There we go. So you can see there, it's just going underneath this glue tab here. Okay, so I'm going to hold those down, keep going around, and you can see there, they're all hidden. You can see it a little bit, but to be honest with you, it doesn't bother me. I like to know that there's a magnet there. I know how I'm closing it, I know what I'm meant to be doing. And also you're letting people know, I mean, there are certain people, certain medical things that you can't have these strong magnets on there, so there's that as well. So, oh, yes, it worked. So there's my 3 together. If you do need to give yourself, oh, we should bring a pencil down here, shouldn't we? If you do need to give yourself a little mark to say that this is the front, I am going to put another layer on top of these, so it is going to be okay. This is my front, and this is where, so I go opposite that central magnet. This is where I'm going to be gluing my hinge. Now we can mark this one because we've got one to cover it. So let's do that now. So I've got my hinge piece, I folded that, giving it a good score. There it is. Give that a good score because you want a nice crease on this. You want it folding flat. You know, you want to get as little gap in between those two pieces as possible. So I'm just going to put some glue on one. Oh, do you know what? I'm itching to put magnets all the way around this. That's definitely going to be something to do. So this will line up perfectly with this glue tab. It's exactly the same size, so you know you've got that into position there. Okay. Then we put glue on the other side. And just close them up, and I'll hold this together from the inside. So I'm going to open that and hold them together. So it's going to be a little tricky for you to see me doing this because I'm just trying to line that up. Check from the outside to make sure everything's lined up properly, and then hold that into position. If you've got any little pegs, I mean, that could be handy to do this, hold it down, but I like to sort of give it a bit of pressure as I'm doing it, so not just holding it in two places. I like to sort of press along, and the same with that one. Press those down, and that is my hinge put in. So we're going to neaten that now with this octagon over the top of it. So I am going to use the bigger glue, like Miss Leo says. Only because I'm coming to the end of that one, so it's taking a bit of squeezing. Yeah. So I'm going to go right away around this one. A little bit of glue and another little line towards the centre as well. And that's ready to neaten this up. So you've got that. I would neaten, and I find it easier to neaten it if I'm pushing sort of against the desk. So that's what I'm doing there. So let's make sure that's all nice and neat. Go around this side as well. Pull that down slightly. Yeah, that's fine. And work my way around, holding that down. Can you press something on the TV?
Okay, is the TV going off?
Yeah, I've got 29 seconds and I'm not going to finish in that time.
And why not?
You are a hard taskmaster, Miss Leo. So we're just going to put some either side so we know that it's going to hold. Oh, it's gone off completely now.
I see that.
Okay, never mind. I don't need to see what I'm doing. I got eyes here. It's fine. Alright, so we're going to do the same on the opposite side. And we're going to put that just there. Line it up so that you're covering as much as you can. I can see a little bit of my magnets, but honestly, that doesn't bother me. You can get smaller magnets. These are our magnets that we do here. I'm not sure of the size even. I can't even remember.
I want to say they're 8 mil,
Can't remember.
but it could be wrong.
I can't think because I didn't take these ones out of a packet. These were ones that we had harvested from previous makes. So they were stuck on my board. There we go. That closes nicely. Very, very nicely. But that's the reason why I had 3 magnets, because I didn't want to rely on the one, because I'm going through 2 layers of cardstock there and 2 layers the other side. So that is there. Oh, lovely. But there's my main bauble. Now we're going to make the cap. Pop that to one side, and we've got our strip to put on as well. So with the cap, you have the little hanging tab. Now, chances are you are going to use a white backed card like I have. So you're going to need to have 2 of these. But I would have 2 anyway, just for stability, to be honest with you. I don't think I'd like to leave that as one piece.
And then that way you've got the 2 glue tabs at the bottom to hold
You
it
have.
up
You
straighter.
have.
I was worried it would lean to one side if you only had the one.
So to be able to get this through, just poke it through sideways rather than trying to make that slit a little bit bigger, because we didn't want a line, a definite hole in it. We just wanted a slit, because then it makes it that much neater. So if you push them through from the side, then you can open your glue tabs and you haven't got any problems about gluing that down. So we'll put some glue on here and hold that into position, and I'll hold that one down while I'm gluing this side. Okay, so that is my lid to my little bauble cap. So as you can see with this one, we would just fold all the score lines and pop a little bit of glue on here. Don't know whether it's big enough to do an under and an over, to be honest, because it's such a small piece that I'm not entirely sure what we did with this when we made them.
I don't think I made these. I think it was just you and Al.
Are you sure?
You did do that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
I did the
You did the candy.
seesaw.
Yes, you did. I love that.
I mean, I don't remember doing it, but
It would appear that you did. So we've got that glued together. So I'm going to put, if you wanted to, you could put another one of these on here which I should really have done, I think, because then it's more stable. If you glue another one on,
you're locking your glue tabs in
with the slit facing the other way. That's what I should have done. I would do that. I would definitely do that, but I want to use the other one on the bottom, so that's the only reason I'm not going to. So I'm going to start gluing these. We're going to anchor one first, as we usually do. And I'm using pearlescent cardstock. Yay me. Okay.
Gluing pearl card is always fun.
It is.
Or any kind of coated cardstock, really.
Yeah, it's good fun. Okay, and then just work my way around. Because you can put your finger inside, you've got something to press against, so it's not so bad. It does look worse than it is. I am going to put glue on all the tabs, actually. Do it.
Be brave.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and then I can press as I'm going around. And should I need to come back and press again, I can do that as well. But you've got your little areas there to hold that down. Let's go. That's not too bad at all, she says, and it all comes apart. Pearl cardstock. Why oh why? Why
you regret
do I?
Your previous life choices?
Yeah. Oh, that looked really nice out of the cream.
It does.
It looks beautiful. It would look even better out of the blue that would glue down properly first chance. Never mind. Right, so we've got that. I'm going to leave that to hold. On your instructions it says you only need to cut one bauble cap because you can then just glue those tabs straight on there. I kind of like to make the whole thing.
Because you've got a larger surface.
I've got a larger surface to glue on,
yeah.
but I have got to get these onto here first. And it's pearl card, so you know, pray for me. Okay, let's just go around all of these and see if we can get this to glue nicely. See if he wants to play nice, shall we? All good fun. Yeah, be fine. I'm going to turn him upside down and hold him down.
Good plan.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Bear with. I just get that back into position because he was perfect, and then I moved him. Ruh-roh. There we go. Right, I'm just going to hold that there. Watch him glue dry is always good fun. Yay! Okay, so that is going to glue to the top there. So I'm going to put that on with a bit of thicker glue. Nice. And again, you want to make sure that your hanger, so this is my front, there's my middle, that your hanger is facing that away. So these are my sides, there's my front and back. So when you hang it up, it'll hang nicely, centrally and evenly. Okay, so my strip around the centre now. Again, I'm going to start at the middle of my bauble. And I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on it. Now, we never ever glue the thing. We always glue what we're gluing on. But this time, because it's only going on half of it, I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. I'm going to do the 3 first, and then I'm going to bring it around. So let's do the 3. So we started our centre one, which is here. Just gonna, oh, thought that was upside down then. We're just going to hold that into position, just there. And pray to the gods of glue. Bring that around each side. And you can line up with this score line, because as we say, this is just to neaten everything up. That was the one thing we didn't like about it, if you remember, when Geordie brought it in first, and we were thinking, how can we neaten that? So we had this nice piece to cover. But of course we only go up to, there we go, put that under there, up to the 5th one. We don't go all the way to number 8. We stop at number 5. There we go. And then that will just attach to there. Okay, so there is my bauble. Now I haven't, oh, can't see glue. Hold him down. I haven't held it long enough is what I haven't done. Right, so let's just hold that into place. There. There's my basic bauble with some decoration, with some magnets, all ready to go. All I'm going to do is show you how to make the bow, and then you can decorate yours as you would see fit. I'm just going to pop that to one side. Let's get my 4 bow pieces. So these are my, oh, that one's back to front, yes. Just feeling for the die cut edge. That's back, and that's back. So they were all back to front. Great. That one's the right way. This one actually has a score line, which is there and there. You don't always see them wonderfully on vellum, but there we go. So that's my centerpiece to wrap around. Now these, you turn them. You do actually want, you want to glue, it doesn't matter which way you glue them together actually, if you're gluing them this way or sort of backwards. But because you want this outer edge to be on the outside, you need to make sure that you put these on the right way. So let's overlap them first of all. Let that sit for a second. I'm going to flip him over. So we've got the wrong sides showing. And you're going to put a little bit of glue on the tip here, and you're going to bring him across. You can give it a little curl first of all, but to be honest with you, with vellum, you don't really need to, because it's very thin. So we'll do the next one. We'll bring that one along just a little bit, just on the very edge of there, and bring him in so he glues next to his friend. Stick my finger on him, and let's hope that he stays and he doesn't get glued to my finger. That's fine. I don't want to put that on the front of my bow either. So let's get this one, tiny little dot, just there, bring it up. You can kind of see where the shape sort of repeats, so that is kind of where you're gluing. You're not even meeting them in the centre really when you look at it. So let's bring this last one, bit of glue just on the edge, and bring him in. Okay, so let's hold that down just a second before we wrap this around the centre. Again, you can choose which is your nicest side, because it doesn't matter which way you put these, honestly. But you can just wrap this around, and if you wanted to do this in a darker colour or whatever, just sits nicely there. Pop a little bit of glue on each of these and fold them over so they just slightly overlap on the back, and hold that down again. Now you can leave this bauble, this bow as it is, and we can just glue him there, or we can add our tails. So our tails are just the single cut. Obviously both of these dies have pattern as well, But you can just pop your tails underneath. It's so pretty.
I love it.
It's such a beautiful little bow. And I can see this being used for more things than just this Christmas bauble. Pop some glue or a foam pad on the back there and attach it to your bauble. I'm just going to put it just in the centre of that. And that is how it looks. Clean myself up a little bit of room here. So there's my bauble, ready to go on my tree. Possibly needs a little bit more decoration, but there's plenty of dies in the set to do that for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. Any questions, pop them in the comments and we'll come back to them later. Thanks for joining me. Happy crafting!